remaining. And we wanted to know what Tia Toomey was going to be able to do after so much time off. It's like she never left.
She showed us, Sean. You know, we announced yesterday, Tia Toomey is back. Well, she announced it for herself, finishing with 100 points, executing the way that a champion does, starting a little slow, gaming the pack, and then finishing with the tenacity that we'd love to see from Tia Claire Toomey. She is back, to say the least.
Event number 2 for the women. Seat at the bar, just 2 movements here, the log muscle up and the back squat.
Yeah, it's a wonderful combination. It demands that if athletes are going to excel at this, they've got to be well-rounded. It's 15 log muscle-ups into 5 back squats at 260 pounds, then 10 log muscle-ups, another 5 back squats, then 5 log muscle-ups, and they finish with 5 more back squats before they run across that finish mat.
Here are the 10 women who will be in the second and final heat. Tia Toomey will be down in lane number 1. We'll be keeping an eye on her, obviously, as she looks to follow up that dominant performance from event number 1.
Right away, we see Tia dropping for singles. 1 rep at a time, getting as much of her hand on top of the log as possible. A little sticky on the transition there. She's choosing to use grips. We haven't seen many athletes choose to come out with grips today, but of course she's probably thinking for the events to come, the hand care, protecting her skin.
Emma Lawson in lane 5 ripped through 6 before she took a break, and now she's back to singles. Next to her is Laura Horvath. Horvath is through 7 of these first 15 reps. 5:50.11 seconds. Once again, the time to beat belongs to Christine Kohlenbrander. Now Alex Gazan starting to move her way up and challenge Lawson for the top spot in the opening part of the second heat. And there is Emma Lawson now with 3 remaining.
Yeah, and Emma's someone that we've got to keep our eye on with an event like this. The 40 log muscle-ups last year, she was the only female to get through all 40 repetitions. She did get capped, didn't get finished through the finish line, but we know that she's got the capacity. And of course now they've got to actually execute less log muscle-ups than they did last year. Now the strength portion of this is something that she's been working at. She showed great fruits at the CrossFit Games this year by making improvements to her strength, finishing in the top 10 in the total of the snatch and the clean and jerk, and we'll see what these back squats look like today.
Lawson now with 5 reps at 260 pounds. Alex Gazan is the second woman in the barbell, and here comes Laura Horvath along with Tia Toomey.
Tia strapping up that belt securely.
Emma Lawson is now done with her first set of 5 back squats, as is Alex Gazan. That's the battle for the lead. See Lawson in the background, on the right side of your screen, going back to the log as Tia Toomey working through her 5 reps here. Last night, Tia Toomey won her 11th career event here at the Rogue Invitational. She's competed in 22. That's a 500 winning percentage. Flip a coin when it comes to Tia Toomey at the Rogue Invitational.
Yeah, the dominance that is involved in a statistic like that is just, it's mind-blowing and boggling, especially to consider the field of women that she's competed against throughout the years. It's amazing.
Emma Lawson and Alex Gazan continue to battle for the lead here. Laura Horvath is putting some pressure on them as well. Tia Toomey right now solidly in 4th place in the heat. 10 reps here on this round of muscle-ups.
Both Laura and Emma's judge with the hand in the air, pretty much going rep for rep at this point. Laura was able to close the gap on those back squats due to her cycle rate being just a touch quicker. So she knows if she can probably stay close to Emma, if it comes down to 5 back squats at the end, she knows that she will have the slight advantage. So, you know, a champion's got those things on the back of their mind the entire way through an event. Where can they make a move? How do they need to manage the fatigue? But how can they put themselves in a situation to be successful? But here goes Alex Gazan, first to the barbell in round 2.
Gazan coming off a 12th place finish last night in Texas Heavy, finished 5th at the CrossFit Games back in August. This is her first career appearance at the Rogue Invitational as Emma Lawson is now back to the barbell, and here comes Laura Horvath as well. 2 reps remain for Gazan as now Lawson is getting to work and Laura Horvath. 35 reps is what they need to hit before they head back to the log for 5 more muscle-ups, and Gazan is now in the lead.
And Gazan picking up her tempo, even a trot back. I'll tell you what, her back squat cycling looked tremendous. She looks very confident under the load. To see her pick up the pace to go back to this log, that is certainly threatening to the rest of the field. She's got confidence in the reps. She's doing one at a time. She knows exactly what she needs to do to get back to that barbell as quickly as she can.
Time to beat upper right-hand part of your screen as Tia Toomey starts her second set of 5 back squats.
Sean, we're talking about Tia coming back from her pregnancy, and we know that conditioning is probably something she's been able to keep quite high level of a priority almost throughout the entire time. However, loading her body in the form of a strength movement like the back squat or the deadlift, things that we'll see this weekend, we wondered how she would respond, and she's doing great with the 260 so far.
Toomey is now done. She's heading back to the log as Alex Gazan is on the barbell for the final time. And Gazan looking to track down Christine Kohlenbrander's time with 5:50.11 seconds. Now Laura Horvath has moved ahead of Emma Lawson for second place. Horvath on the left side working through her final set of back squats. Gazan is done, and Alex Gazan in her first career appearance at the Rogue Invitational has her first event win. .519.75 seconds. Laura Horvath looking to lock up second place, not only in this heat, but also in the event, and she will do it as she comes in at about 5 minutes. Now 5:33.80 officially. Emma Lawson now with 1 rep remaining, and she's got to hurry to take third place in the event. So Kohlenbrander will be good enough for third and 90 points from heat number 1 as Lawson is done. Tia Toomey down in lane number 1, left side of your screen, has 1 rep remaining. And Toomey will come across the finish line. Emma Carey is now your leader on the field. Carey is working her way back to the barbell for the final time as Toomey congratulates Horvath, Gazan, and Lawson. Emma Carey in the gray top. There's Danielle Brandon.
Danielle being one of the only athletes that have opted to really break up the repetitions, but if we remember last year, she struggled with that back squat to the point where she reached failure, had to drop the barbell. She was able to regather the weights and actually execute 1 more rep or 2, but she really struggled to get out of 1 round of those heavy squats, and while these aren't the same load as last year, it's mirroring that same type of stimulus, and she's making her way through now.
There goes Emma Carey, who's going to beat Gabby Magawa across the finish. Ariel Lowen and the rest of the athletes on the field are now just done with round 2. So less than 2 minutes to go before we hit that 9-minute time cap as Danielle Brandon has closed out her second of 3 sets. This will be her final set of bar muscle-ups. 5 reps here for her to complete. On the right side of your screen, lane 10 is Emily Rolfe. And she's still in round 2 of her bar muscle-ups. There's Ariel Lowen. Getting hit with a no rep. Guessing maybe her feet came above the plane of the bar on that glide kip.
It's a great eye you got there, Sean. That's right. To the naked eye, it would look like, oh, there's nothing wrong with that rep, but that, of course, is one of the limitations. The athletes cannot use a full glide where the feet come above the pulling point of the apparatus. So in this situation, it's going to be the height of the log.
Ariel Lowen to the back squat for the final time, and 30 seconds now to get these 5 reps done. Paige Powers is also on her final set. Paige Powers has had a great year so far. Started off back in January. She won Wadapalooza. Followed that up with a 10th place finish at the CrossFit Games, a career best for her as an individual. Now 5 seconds before the cap, so it doesn't look like anybody on the field right now is going to get to finish, but it's Alex Gazan who racks up her first career event win here at the Rogue Invitational. 5 minutes, 19.79 seconds.
Blistering speed right there. Great pacing for her all the way around. We know that she's an athlete that exhibits tremendous capacity, and we're really just waiting to see as she pieces all these wonderful attributes that she's built together. She's gonna be a terrible threat for the podium in years to come.
When you talk to her coach, Justin Kotler, about Alex, he is beaming. Cannot say enough good things about Alex Gazan and the trajectory that she is on right now.
Sean, the first time I met her coach, he literally introduced himself, talked to me for a minute, introduced me immediately to Alex and said, she's gonna be a top 5 games athlete in the next 2 years, you watch. Like that's how high he is on this young athlete, and we can see why. And she really did put it all on display here at the bar. She was able to pace. She was able to meet herself where she was. She wasn't the first athlete that we started to notice to take the lead initially on the log muscle-ups, but what that tells me is that she paced it perfectly for herself, and that's what matters. All these athletes are fit when they take the floor, but who can really capitalize when the moment is the greatest and the pressure is the heaviest? And a lot like that back squat weight, she executed at a very high level.
First career event win for Alex Gazan at the Rogue Invitational, as Laurel Horvath will pick up a second place finish.
Yeah, and she did a great job capitalizing where she could as well, which she knew a lot of that time was going to be spent at the back squat. She was able to make up ground there and pass Emma Lawson on the latter rounds and rack up some more points for herself to accumulate throughout the course of this weekend.
Down to Kiki Dixon with your event winner, Alex Gazan. Having some technical difficulties with Kiki Dixon's microphone, so we'll try to get that fixed and hear from Alex Gazan here in just a second. Apologize for that. But maybe that interview is going to the house, which is why they continue to do it. Now they've stopped. Let's see if we can get them to reset and get that microphone working. But Alex Gazan needed that